Alright, I'm feeling a little chatty, so I figured I'd start up a little video here. This week, ending August 22nd, ending August 22nd, has been a crappy week. Really crappy. I needed to get home because my wife has something planned to take me somewhere for my birthday. Of course, I appreciate her efforts. I just bah humbug when it comes to my birthday. Anyway, I kept trying to plan things to try to make sure I wasn't going too far away from home, to make sure that I could do what she wanted me to do, and I tried to take a load that was delivering 2 stops up in New Hampshire, and that didn't go through. Of course, I didn't wait for it to not go through, and I ended up booking a small load that was... I ended up doing about 80 miles on it, but it was only supposed to be like 60 miles. But it paid like $600. So loaded miles, it was like $10 a mile, but that was before I put in the extra. I actually have it all broken down for that load. I've spent some of my downtime catching up on inputting all my numbers. I also changed things up so that I know what my cost per miles are. Nothing of it is perfectly put in stone until the month ends. But they fluctuate quite a bit. It depends on how many miles I do for the month, really, depending on what my cost per mile is. I can come up with an average of like $1. I think it was $1.40. One thing at a time. Take a quick look here. I had a 169 mile deadhead for that load, which is, again, I was expecting to get that New Hampshire load. So this was kind of just something to take up the day between. It was Monday. I was booking a load for Wednesday, and this was just a quick, easy load to do on Tuesday. Something to put a little bit of money in the bank while waiting on that next load that apparently didn't go through. So I did the 169 mile deadhead. I had an 83 miles loaded. And that's me going a little out of the way to make sure I went to the Flying J over there in Harrisburg, coming out of Leola, PA, and then I dropped down. It was supposed to be 15 miles to get to the delivery from the, I didn't even go to the Flying J, I went to the Petro. Same spot though, same area. However, I didn't know the road was closed until I got on Google Maps that morning and realized it was closed. So I ended up taking like another 10-mile detour to get to where I needed to be. And I needed to be on that Route 74 that had a closure on it. It was the intersection of the 74 and US 15. Anyway, they're building another big warehouse over there. I ended up with 244 loaded for all miles, and loaded miles I ended up with 742 a mile. It brought up my averages, but it doesn't really mean much of anything. It means $615.93 on that load. Back over to my average rate per mile, cost per mile. In the last 7 months, I got an average of $1.30 per mile is my cost. So my cost is a little heavier than probably most people. If I look at just my tractor payment alone over the last 7 months, I'm at an average of 66 cents per mile. That's just my tractor payment. That doesn't include everything else. And everything else is referring to my DEF and my fuel, my truck insurance, my trailer insurance, my occupation insurance, bobtail insurance, trailer payment. I'm still missing whatever expenses that I had to put in there. To be fair, $200 a week of that truck payment is more or less my expense, not my expense, but my maintenance money. So the only other maintenance money I need aside of that is stuff I need to do for the trailer. So if I need to do trailer tires, or if I need to do brakes or lights or anything like that, that's cost on top of that. So yeah. Anyway, I delivered that load Wednesday morning like planned. And I couldn't find anything for Wednesday. I sat there all day Wednesday looking, and I got a message from our agent there, Lori up in Messina, messaged me and told me that she had Alcoa loads going down to Lancaster. I asked her about them. And she didn't have any until Friday. She had some for Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I waited until the end of the day yesterday, and I took one for Friday, which is now tomorrow. And I just said whatever. I'm taking a loss for the week, and I deadheaded up to the house, and now I'm deadheading up, which I'm actually no longer on that load going to Lancaster. I got switched, or she basically asked me if I could switch to another Michigan load. So I'm heading up to do another load of glass beads and take that out to Troy, Michigan. I lose a little bit on the rate per mile, but I'm not getting stuck in Pennsylvania again. And once I leave the house on Sunday, I'm pretty much doing whatever I can to build up my bank account. Today I went and took the tractor and the trailer over to my parents' house. And I tried heating up the mudflap bracket that got all bent up. I tried heating it up really good and tried to bend it back into shape, and it just wasn't working. I went through so much crap with it, it just would not. I didn't have the proper tools either, to be honest. So I ended up just taking the grinder, I cut the welds, I took it off, I flattened it out, straightened it all up, made it all better, and then I welded it back on. Welds aren't perfect. I'll give you guys a quick show in the morning, but the mud flap's hanging, it looks good, it's all straightened out. I measured it up, I put it on the way it should be put on. I'm no welder by any means, but I think even for somebody that doesn't weld even on a normal basis, barely on an occasional basis, I think it came out pretty good. And then I also took the mud flap and I cut notches. Well, that one I only needed to cut one more notch. The passenger side, we took that off and cut notches throughout it. And then I got new mud flap reflective plates. We got the one put on the on the driver's side that was missing, and then we took the one on the passenger side and we pulled it out so that it's closer to the curb, just so it can be seen better. Again, I'll show you guys that quick in the morning, but that's it for the night. I got 119 miles to get up to Potter's there in Potsdam. Oh, one more thing. I have the truck. This Cascadia is the one with the table in the back. That bed is one of the Murphy beds that goes up into the wall, and then I can pull the table up. My wife was on the truck July of last year. That's the last time I've actually pulled that table up to use it, just to use it. Because of that table, I've chosen not to put my mattress in here. I said enough is enough, and I put my mattress in here. So it is twice as thick. It's a 3-inch purple mattress, twin XL. It cost me a lot of money, and it's been sitting in my black truck all this time, not being used. So the sheet that was on it, it's a nice bamboo sheet. I took that off so it can be washed. This sheet fit on it just perfectly fine. It's what I've been using. Funny enough, that sheet gave us a hard time going on the other mattress, and it fit on this one perfectly. But I need better sleep at night, so me and my 2 oldest sons struggled, and we got the bed in here. Well, it was a bit of a struggle both ways, getting it out of the other truck and putting it in this truck. But I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. So that's all I got. That's happened over the past couple days. I'll show you those couple things tomorrow and let you know how I sleep tonight. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. We got here about midnight. I did not sleep as good as I expected to sleep last night, but we got it done. Yes, we got the sleep done. Since I'm back here, ready to show you guys this mud flap bracket. That's the one that's already been there. Well, they've both been here, but this is the one I fixed. And I don't think you can really tell the difference. I can't promise that it's perfectly even, but it's decent. Actually, wasn't paying close attention for a second, and I burnt the sticker there with the torch. But that's what we got. We got it all straightened out. You can see as I said, my weld isn't great. The big glob on top that it had already broken once on top, so I just globbed the crap out of it. And I got it on the inside too. Well, she's hanging nice and straight. Like I said, I tried to use the torch, heat it up. I tried
banging on it, bending it back into position, and it just wasn't working. We just didn't have the right. We didn't have the right tools for that to happen. I just smudged that glove all over my face. A little chilly this morning. It's just like 58 degrees right now. Anyway, we ended up cutting it off. There's a really nice rock that was sitting there at my parents' house, and it just had like a perfect flat edge on it. We stuck it on there and smacked it with a sledgehammer a few times and straightened it right out and welded it back on. And then, like I said, I'll show you over here. I ended up grooving the top of the mud flap over top of the bolts. So if I ever curb it again, which I'm sure I will, instead of it ripping or pulling down on the bracket, it'll just pull the mud flap out. Right now it's just basically being pinched together there. That's it. Get my tarps and the straps laid out for this load, and then we're gonna go get ourselves over there to the building and get ready to get loaded up. Michigan on Monday. I think I did mention this already, but I kind of lightened my weight a little bit. I think I took off about 10 boards. So I got 6 here, and then I got 6 in the belly, or 4 in the belly. I got 4 there, and then I got on top of that is 8 coil racks. 8 coil racks, and I got rid of the 2 long ones. I'm pretty sure I did mention that, but that was something I've been wanting to do for a while. The biggest thing is I got rid of the ones that were beveled. I don't need them anymore. In the next week or so, I will finally go and buy my coil racks that I've been talking about for almost a year now. So, finish getting this ready, and then I'll give you guys a quick show of the load. Alright, so we're all loaded up. Sitting on top of the load now. But the guy that loaded us, I've never seen him before. I think he's a new guy. We got a lot of gaps. Pallet's not pushed together all the way. A big gap there. It's not huge, but there's a bit of a gap here. Good sized gap there. So things might be a little distorted when we get there, as in the pallets aren't going to be perfectly straight anymore, but we're going to get it there. Get these tarps done. Alright, good morning. We left the house yesterday morning, about 9 o'clock or so. We got over here to the TA that I'm leaving now. Kind of a funky TA. Just the whole setup. You got the fuel island in the middle, the shops over there in the middle by the fuel island, and then all the way up front here is where the main building is. It's been here for years. It's Monroe, Michigan.
thinking we got a red light, but we got a blinking red light. So we got 56 miles to go, and basically I don't have anything else set up yet. In this lane anyway. Looks like it was one of those roundabout lanes that puts you north. Roundabout on-ramp, I guess. Anyway, I don't have anything else set up for right now, so basically I'm going to go unload and then find the nearby truck stop and sit there for a few hours until I figure out what I'm actually doing. I can tell you this much. The first night wasn't so great sleeping on that mattress. It's definitely an adjustment I got to get used to, which is kind of funny because it's pretty much the same mattress we have at home. The only difference is it's a purple mattress. The mattress at home, it only has a 2-inch purple. This one here, I went with the 3-inch. We're planning on getting another one for the house, and I think we're going to go up to the 4-inch just to. A little softer would be nice. But definitely, last night was definitely a much better sleep than the first night. So it's definitely an adjustment that I'm got to get used to the mattress again. But it's so much more comfortable. I got 2 videos done last night, and I got them uploaded. So one will be coming out today, which is August 25th, and then the next one will come out tomorrow. And I got to get 3 more done for the rest of the week. All last week I was successful. I had
speed limit reduced ahead.
Oh boy, what is that? The 18th to the 23rd. I had a video every day came out. So I'm going to try to get it done again this week, and we can start getting these videos to the point where I'm uploading as I do. So it's just, like I said a few videos back, actually recently, just doing editing the video last night. I believe I said it in that one. It's just, I procrastinate way too much with having this many videos backed up, because it's not like I'm doing one every night and putting it together and uploading it. I know I got 10 videos at the minimum worth of footage in there. I mean, the videos I did last night were
I-75 toward I-75.
Were like the end of July, so it's still a month out. It helps that some loads were taking like a couple days to do it. So it ends up when I do release 5 videos in a row, day after day, it closes that gap up easier. So anyway, we're gonna make our way up there. We've been up since about 4:15. It's 5:30 now. We should be getting there about 6. Yeah, right around 6:30. I have the ETA pushed out. You can increase the ETA, and then you can increase the ETA more. And I have it on more. So we could be getting there probably like 620 or so. I'm really not sure how much it's pushing it out, but it's usually with it, if it's within an hour drive, it's only pushing it out like a couple minutes. So I'm gonna stick with 630. We'll see what happens.
Alright, we're just about done getting unloaded now. I think he just took the last pallet from this side. And then he's got 2 more on this side. And then he's got 1 more after that. And that'll about conclude this video. I don't know if it's something that they're spraying in the air or what, but all I'm smelling is corned beef and cabbage. And I haven't had corned beef since St. Patty's Day. Time, area, in that vicinity of time. Anyway, I just got to find a truck stop from here. I did 8 hours in the sleeper last night, but I completed the 10-hour break, so I don't know how that works with the split sleeper. It's so confusing with the split sleeper. I understand we got an 8 and 2, a 7 and 3. If it's anything in between a 8 and 7, so like it seems like if it's 7.5 hours, then you need a 2.5 hour. But anything less than the 2 hours, it doesn't count, which is kind of stupid to me. Like, if you could do a 7 and 3, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do a 9 and 1 and so forth. We have the timer, so it should be able to do the minutes and stuff. I do split sleeper all the time, but I never did split sleeper when we were on paper logs. Obviously that's been a long time now, but I never did it. Just because it was, if you didn't count for everything, then you could end up out of service. Because you miscounted it on one end or the other, and I think a lot of people didn't understand it on top of that, so you'd have people writing up people for reasons that weren't accurate and whatnot, so I never bothered with it. But once we went digital, it kind of came back and said, hey, you have the hours, you can go. Even as digital, there was times that I thought I should have hours and I didn't have hours, so I never really took the hard look at it on seeing how to understand it. With that said, I did make sure I was in the sleeper for 8 hours, and I know if I stay off duty for 2 to 3 hours, it'll stop my clock with the whole new hours. So hopefully in that time, and we'll find something to do. But right now I'm just going to find somewhere I can park, and everybody gets on the clock in an hour. And we got here at 6:30. It's just after 7:30 now, 7:36. So that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.